Hi everyone, it's me, Trixie, and unfortunately the cosplay that I have, I don't have a lot of back flexibility, or shoulder flexibility, so I won't be able to fully do it up, and I don't have anyone to assist with that. So there is a little bit of an issue with that. Yep, we are going to start polling, and let me actually get the mic pack somewhere. Not sure where I'm going to get this. All right, so if you are just joining or you were new to me and the channel, I am Trixie. I am a certified pole instructor, cosplay enthusiast, and general just goofball. I will play video games, but because pole and pole outfits are a little bit weird, I am going to kind of be using this general, I guess, category. So we can hopefully be able to use like some of the pole outfits that might not be quite TOS for just general streaming or game streaming, because pole outfits are, well, they're quite revealing, but there's actually a purpose to it other than ogling at pretty girls or guys or however you identify. Um, but the general purpose of the more revealing outfits is so there is a lot of um, grip. So you'll notice that I won't be able to do too much gripping of the pole. Um, you can laugh at that if you guys want in this cosplay, but I do also have a pole outfit underneath this. Just thought that I'd warm up and kind of just show off the cosplay in general just for the start of the stream, and later on we will go into the pole outfit, and it is actually somewhat cosplay and theme appropriate, where it has the general look of the Justin Bailey outfit that Samus actually wears at the end of, I want to say, either Fusion or Zero Mission, the one that's got the crop top, or thank you, Valen. And hi, Mr. Nuts. Little Reki. Reki is in Get Wrecked, or Reki is in like Reki Kawahara, the guy that's responsible for Sword Art Online. So I am going to wear grip gloves just so you guys can see some of the moves. And the cosplay is obviously Samus. Unfortunately, I don't have it done up all the way in the back, mainly so I can breathe a little bit, as well as I don't have someone to actually help me, and my arms don't really go too far back when in this costume, unfortunately, because it is quite tight. I would need some assistance, or to ultimately, my goal is to lose weight. So, for anyone new to the stream, this is a pole focused and not in a dainty kind of way. It is working on pole being used as a sport and fitness tool. I am a certified instructor, so you guys will hear me talk about and generally instruct. This is attempt at your own risk. And let me just finish off the cosplay because, oh my god, I forgot my lipstick. All right, there we go. So, pole fitness is well, it's not up and coming, but it is a sport that is working on becoming more nationally known and accepted. We are actually working on getting it into the Olympics. You'll see me periodically wiping down the pole. It is with a combination of alcohol and water, so it actually was corona friendly because we do use like 90% alcohol to attempt to get the nasty off. Yeah, I know. But I, again, do have a somewhat cosplay appropriate pole outfit underneath, and after going over some of the general talk and guidelines of the stream, I may actually do a quick warm up and then switch over to the other cosplay. So, and that's not going to take too long. The thing about pole is you want to make sure that you're warmed up, so we will go over a quick warm up. And with this, level 3 is, or level 2 for Wednesdays is going to focus on moves that are a little bit more advanced. So instead of just seeing the general roundabout to pirouette, we're going to see moves more like the chair spin. Let me actually get a tool if I can find it in all of my stuff. Found it. Okay, I am going to be putting this pole on spin mode because I can grip the pole with these gloves, but I'm not going to be able to do too many spins where I'm moving around the pole without it on spin. There are two modes to poles. They are spin and static. Static just means that the pole isn't going anywhere, and spin means obviously that the pole itself is able to do the spinning. Now, there's something called static rotation, which a lot of polers do practice, where basically we are able to make it appear as though we are on spin pole, but the pole is in place and it's not moving. We're the ones that are actually creating that illusion. So real quick, some of the things that we will see in level 2 are going to be moves such as the chair spin, so that's an inside plant, inside foot forward, and half bracket, and chair. You will also see moves like the forward attitude, which is where you go in with an outside plant and you lift your feet up parallel to the ground. So that looks like this. And your feet and legs do not touch the pole in the attitude spins. So it is an outside plant. And you can also do a reverse attitude where you are facing basically backwards in the spin. Same foot forward, so outside plant, half bracket grip, step up, and reverse attitude. So those are some of the spins that we'll be able to go over. We'll also work on general, I guess, musicality and the idea of moving with the music. Unfortunately, I don't have the music apps set up, but just imagine that there are songs playing that you can sort of... I'll talk through the general vibes of some of the moves and the overall concepts of following musicality. You'll see in my movement that if you played it to different music, it would change the overall feel to the moves. You'll also see moves once I have a little bit more exposure and grip, hence the whole pool thing, because again, can't exactly be like, boom, pole outfit in a gaming stream. Otherwise, they'll say, oh, that's not exactly kosher. But you'll see moves similar to the Jasmine spin. And the hook and roll, which is basically that position and that pose, just backwards, and the legs that are up and down are switched. So general musicality and the feeling. You can go into the different moves with different emotions and intent. So let's go ahead and look at that chair spin. I'll break it down and show that off, as well as talk through some of the different variations that you can go with. So for the chair spin, you can do it one-handed. Right now, because I do have the grip gloves on, but I'm on spin. I would not really recommend doing it one-handed, and I especially wouldn't recommend it for newbies. And it sounds like the puppers are going off. So hopefully we'll have them... I'm not sure what they're going off over. Our AC unit is kind of busted, so we are waiting for that to get fixed. But anyhow, movement-wise, the chair spin is in a half bracket grip traditionally, where you have your one hand up. When you're gripping the pole, make sure that you're gripping including your pinky, not just with the first 3 fingers, because that is not a secure and stable grip. So make sure one of the ways that you can actually do that is by placing your hand against the pole slightly at an angle and then gripping starting with the pinky. So that is the first part of the half bracket, and then this is, again, if you've seen my other streams, the safety belt, where it is across your chest. The thumb is around the pole as well, and you wrap your fingers in a very similar fashion where you have it at an angle and you grip starting with the pinky. So that is a very secure grip. Make sure that you are reaching up, not pulling straight down, because if your shoulder is nice and engaged, that is good. But if it is engaging by going out of alignment, that is not going to be secure, safe, or comfortable. So with the chair spin, we are in the half bracket, inside plant, which is inside foot forward. And since this is more of my level 2 content, I won't be going over as much of the mechanics following from here. I will walk through the moves in terms of if it's an in-plant, out-plant, half bracket, split grip, full bracket, etc. for the grips, but I won't be breaking down and talking it through. It's just because it's the start of the stream. So the chair spin is half bracket, inside plant, and then lift both legs up. So you appear as though you are in a seat. You can actually cross the legs slightly, cross at the ankles. That will change the general shape of the move, as well as the feeling and intent that you may have for that. So the chair spin with the crossed ankles, or as some of the instructors that I work with call fancy chair, looks like this. And that looks really elegant with heels, even if they are really tall heels. And just because it is a cosplay stream and I am a bit of a dork, I am going to real quick put on a plushie. Unfortunately, I do have green screen on, but it is a Metroid, and actually, because it is kind of see-through, you may be able to do a dance for Reki. I might be able to oblige and do a little bit of a dance. So after doing that, if you want to incorporate the chair spin into, and I'm probably going to need to get the Metroid situated. we go. So I've got my little friend on my head. So if you want to incorporate the chair spin into a flow or a choreo, you can actually do that. For example, if you go from the level 1. Hey, Carly, thank you so much for showing up. Oh my god. I am hiding out in, I guess, what's called the dark side of Twitch, the pool area, because I do have a pole outfit on underneath this, and it's not exactly TOS friendly, so I decided to have a pool and go with that. So, musicality wise, if you do want to go with a dance with the chair spin, I'll real quick show the chair spin off again. You can use it for going into or out of different moves. So, for example, if you are doing basic body waves, and then you reach up into the pirouette, you can then go into a chair spin, and then do some hip swivels or stair steppers, whatever you really want to do or go with there. So that is that. And with the body waves, you can actually go with hands in a baseball grip or like this. My pole is an X stage. It is by X pole. You can actually get it from X pole US. If you're, because you're Midwest, I believe. You can order it from them. They are quite expensive. You can also get a Lupit pole, Lupit. Those are maybe as expensive, but they're also a... Hello, Googly. Hello, Shrekster. How's everyone doing today? But you can get the pole from X-Pole, and they are really nice and good stage poles. So if you rent, that is that's good to hear, Tree on a Stick. Well, this is actually a pool that we have in my area, and I did take a picture of it myself because this is green screen. Because if I were polling outside right now, I would just be like literally dying in this cosplay. But I will have a more appropriate pool, an actual physical one that's around. But definitely check out X-Pole, check out Lupit. There's X-Pole and Platinum Stages kind of merge together. And they... some people are okay with that idea, some people are not. This one is a Lynn Fairy. I got it from Amazon, actually. And part of the reason why I'm not here at, like, exactly 3 is I was styling it. I do wear my wigs when I'm cosplaying as well as when I'm polling. So that is a thing that happens, and I do happen to basically end up needing to wash and restyle them, clip out the various tangles, snarls, straighten it. I didn't straighten it, so as you can see, there's like a bunch of flyaways and like snarls and curly points, but I did the best that I could just so I would be able to be here roughly on time. And this is a little Metroid friend. Let me go ahead and turn off the filter real quick so you guys can see. You will see that I'm not actually at the pool, but the pool is like right outside the door. So let's go ahead and... filters. Hide the chroma real quick. As you can see, this is my little Metroid friend. And because he is green, he is being cropped out, but that's kind of okay with things because the Metroids are somewhat translucent. Thanks for the updated pogs, I guess. Let me check something. I think the maintenance people are here. I think I hear them knocking. Let me check. I will be right back. They'll probably hear me if I don't actually mute this properly. But let's see here. But I will. Okie dokie. So yeah, looks like the um, maintenance person actually said that we should be good. So let me, just because it is hot while I'm waiting for the AC to kick back on, I am going to real quick change the outfit. And because, again, I was wearing it underneath the actual cosplay, and it is Samus appropriate, again, not exactly TOS appropriate, outside of pools, etc., blah, blah, blah. But I will actually show that off. And let's go ahead and go a bit. There we go. Okay. So as you can see, this is similar to the Justin Bailey cosplay that you will, or outfit that you'll see at the end of Zero Mission and Fusion. In the games, I believe it's orange, and mainly it's because it is really, really hot, and also the pole is on static, and I like the gloves, but I do want to put it back on, or it's on spin, but I want to put it back on static. So with that, we will be able to real quick put this back on static. And if anyone has any questions about pole or supplies or cosplay, definitely feel free to ask in chat. I'm more than willing to share what information I do have. I am an amateur cosplayer at best. I've made like 3 cosplays, but I own like 40. I haven't actually taken a catalog of them all, but again, because this is a pole outfit, I am camping out here. It is a cosplay stream because I am trying to, again, stay within the realm of Samus and Metroid. So, real quick, the chair spin, now that I have my hands free, is going to look like this. So again, if you want to incorporate it into a choreography, now that it's on static, I can do a lot more spins. You'll see, and now that I'm not like wearing something that I'm like sliding off of, so we'll incorporate some of the level 1 moves real quick. I'm not going to go over those, that was last week. And, oh, thank you, Mr. Crapbag. Thanks for the follow. Oh my god. Thank you. So we will go through a roundabout. So I'll do the same choreography in about 3 different styles. So you'll see the more mechanical execution of it versus a more flowy one versus a more rigid one. The rigid one is not always what you'll want to go with, but if you're listening to a really like heavy rocking tune or discordant music, not Discord music, but discordant music that just sounds slightly unsettling. Yeah, I'm such a basic bee that I ended up just going with the little zombie Um, so running around, running away with the alerts. So we will go with a roundabout, a pirouette into a chair, and then from the chair we'll do a little bit of snake arms. So, pirouette into a chair, and then snake arms. So that is more of an execution based one where it was focused mainly on going through the moves. And that, there's nothing wrong with that kind of movement. It can look good. It just is, usually you want to add your own flair to a choreography or have a certain song that you wanted to listen to. Like if you wanted to listen to something slow and somewhat sensual, but also kind of, I guess, um, just very smooth and flowy. So that would look, and I will be using the the more basic grips for the moves. Instead of like the one-armed one, you'll actually see me gripping here. So if you wanted to do more of a slow kind of, I'll just show it off. So a more slow and gooey kind of roundabout into a pirouette, and then the chair, and then the snake arms. So that would work for a more, again, sensual song. You can also do body admirations in between or before, so you can, run your hands up your side, play with your hair a little bit. So if you wanted to do that, that would. Somewhat like that. And you can add that sort of musicality and general emotion or feeling into even your floor work. For example, one of the floor moves from level 1 is going to be the heavy hair in Diva up. So heavy hair, Diva down or Diva dive looks like this. You are going to basically be on all fours. You're going to basically lead with your head and move most of your body bit by bit. And one moment. Sorry for the noise that you're probably going to hear of me futzing with the mic, but the little windscreen came off and I don't want to pop with my peas. Anyhow, the Diva Dive looks like this. Hands down, and you are going to basically roll through your spine as you are moving through. Now, heavy hair is the reverse of that, where basically you are moving with your bum first, and you are keeping your head lowered, as though you were basically doing the Diva Dive in reverse. So that looks like this. And again, you can do it in a technical way, you can do it in a more stylistic way. You can also do a little bit of a variation of it. And let me actually pin this in because I've got a lot of stuff on my head right now between the Metroid and the clip extension, because this wig doesn't have like all this hair actually. Let me find some pins. Where did I put my pins? Here we go. Just because I don't want to flip my wig, as it were, for all of you guys to see, because no one's here to see that. And let me actually let my roommate know that the maintenance guy said that we are good to go. And again, with the Diva Dive and the heavy hair, there is a sort of 3 point of contact, one leg kind of variation of it that looks really good. So, Bruder Gist Feng Endlich an. Okay. Go there. Okay. MD. Hello, friends. Thank you, Siren. So, to show a different variation of that same... Hello, Chengi. Nice to see you. Nice to see everyone here. And Don. I have no idea what you said. I believe that might be German. I'm not sure. So, to go again with the same choreo, but with a different feel, we can go with a more rigid, rocky, discordant, almost like you are maybe Pennywise. So what you can do is, normally you don't flex your foot. None, thank you so much for the follow. So you would actually step and drag and lead with your foot into a slow but meaningful pirouette into a chair. And then you can reach out for the snake arms. And the only level 2 move there was the chair spin. We can also incorporate some floor work if we do end up more to the ground. So with that, it would, if we take the chair spin all the way down, we will actually end in a crouch. If your legs are behind you with some of the spins, that is another set of moves. So let me show off the chair to the ground first, and let me do it on the other side, because I always talk about how you need to train both sides, and here I am just doing the same sequence and combo on the same side. So let's go ahead and go with more of a dramatic flair for it. So what that would look like. Is this. And you end in the crouch. So then you can actually take a knee and do the Diva Dive. And let me show you the one leg variant of the heavy hair. So what that looks like is this. Where you lift the one leg up and it goes up and back. And again, that is, oh, thank you. It is an actual pole outfit. So that's why I'm hanging out here in the pool. I was wearing a Zero suit, but because our AC compressor was broken, it was a little bit more practical to just go with what I had underneath, basically the Zero suit, and then this is the quote-unquote Justin Bailey. So that's that. So let's go over some other level 2 moves. There is the Fang, Carousel, and Pike variation. So let's go ahead and I'll show you that. It is in a split grip trigger finger down, half full, etc. Baseball grip up top. So what that's going to look like is you'll see that my legs are going to be behind me, and I am pushing and pulling with my arms so I'm away from the pole. You can also do it in half bracket or elbow. So what that looks like is inside plant, and your legs are behind you. So you can actually end up in not so much of a crouch position, but in more of a kneeling position, so it's easier to go into that diva dive and heavy hair. And the diva dive and heavy hair can be used for oh yeah, level 2 is what that chair move is in. For anyone that's brand new to pole, the things that we start out with are just the basic. You are grounded. You are not actually going to be up supporting yourself with just your arms. It's going to be the roundabout, the pirouette, body waves. You do have a move where both your feet are up, but they are actually going to be able to grip the pole, and that's the fireman spin and the fireman family. So there's all sorts of variations that you can do with a lot of the moves. So what the fireman will look like is you are actually going to grip with your ankle and then simply lift your back leg up. So those are some of the things that we work on in level 1. Level 0, as it were, would be familiarizing yourself with the pole, going to an intro class, and you will learn the so the fireman is a really fun spin, and you can actually add a lot of flair to it. Once you get comfortable and once your arm strength is there, you can even do it one-handed. So what that would look like, this is more of a level 1.5, so it's kind of touching on level 2. So what that would look like is this. You can do anything with that hand that's up and do sort of a mock hair flip while you're going through that move. And that's fine. We all started somewhere. I started out on a crash course, basically, to sort of join the studio that I was at because, newsflash people, I'm actually a dude. It was partly my desire to be like, okay, I want to dress up and look pretty and all that. But they also wanted me, even if I was in what I call dude mode, they wanted me to basically be level 3 before I started going from private lessons to actual classes. Level 3 will be covered tomorrow with some of the moves that I'll be showing. But basically, first class that I had was a 1-hour private with an instructor. It was like, okay, so roundabout, pirouette, etc. And then second class, she's like, okay, we're going to climb an invert. And I'm like, what? So, climbing. And then she said, okay, invert. So, I was like, what do you mean by invert? This is an invert. So that's what I ended up doing, basically my second class. No, it didn't look that pretty. It was very, very, very jerky and very, very poorly executed. I've actually been doing pole for 2+ years, about almost 2.5 years now. I started in February of 2019, and then 2020 happened, and I was like, okay, I'm going to compete April of 2020, and they said no because of the big Rona. So, a little bit sad there. And actually, during Corona, I was certified to instruct, and I was taking some classes and shadowing instructors to be able to teach and instruct. Nair, thank you so much for saying that. And Havoc, thank you so much for the follow. Um, I mean, you can say whatever you want. Probably she, because a lot of folks in one of the earlier streams, like when I was just kind of dancing around, they were just really just being butts about it. So might be easier just to go she. But I really honestly have no preference. They use all of them when I'm at the studio, and I'm like, it really doesn't matter. I'll answer to he, she, they, them, it, jackass, stuff like that. Um, so if you don't have any consistency in your stream, that's fine. I honestly can't care less. I'm just here to, again, share my love of pole, share my love of cosplay, and maybe play some video games along the way. So some of the level 2 moves that I was also showing off earlier today was the attitude, the forward attitude, and the backwards attitude, or reverse attitude. So with that, it is still a half bracket. It is an outside plant, and you are going to basically move forward, keep your hips away from the pole, and lift both legs up and angle to the side. So with that, with the forward attitude, your legs are going to be facing your outside side. With the reverse attitude, they are going to be facing your inside side. Wait, yes? No? Yes. But they end up almost looking very similar. So the forward attitude looks like this, and the reverse attitude looks like this. And you can also go into a forward and then end up in a reverse attitude. So what that looks like is this. And again, that's more of a level 2 move and move set. But you can take those down to the ground and then work on a little bit more floor work. So again, for anyone that is just starting out or just wants to work on the floor work and musicality, I'm going to go to the floor and then show some of the more basic but also moves that can add a little bit of flair and variety to a choreo or a dance. So let's go ahead and just take a forward attitude to the floor. So you end up here or here, just so you guys can actually see more of my body when I'm doing the floor work. And then we're going to go with the diva dive, one leg variation. We're then going to reach one arm out, whichever side you want to go over, that's the one that you reach out. So in this case, I'm going to roll this way, so my left arm goes out, and I roll to my back. Now from here, some of the things you can do include some sort of leg waves. So now the thing about leg waves is you don't want it to look mechanical like you're on a bicycle. You want to basically vary which leg is coming up and bending. So the leg that's coming up is bent and the leg that's going down is straight. And from there you can do TikToks. So what that looks like. Yes, it is an app. Okay. Thank you so much for showing up, C. And I will definitely be catching you on some more of your streams, and hopefully the Tequila Queen can teach me all about hot sauces and pickles. So I will definitely check out the pickle recipe that you suggested because I love pepperoni, cream cheese, and pickles. So thank you so much for that idea. I'm going to gorge on pickles at some point. And Strikers, thank you so much for the follow. So TikToks, let me go ahead and just get right back down. So TikToks look like this. So you're on your back, your legs are up. You're going to basically make sure that your hips and knees are rotating. So you were rotating your knees so you can actually turn and rotate your leg. And as the leg comes up, you're going to come down with the other leg. So basically you'll be able to see how that looks. So it's up, turn out, and you can just tick-tock back and forth and then go into the leg waves. Thank you, and no, I'm not going to. So, Ultra Kebab, you don't have to be here if you don't want to. You decided to show up, and anyone of any size, any color, any gender can actually do poll. So, I mean, I challenge you to go ahead and let's see you go into an Aisha handspring. And what that's going to look like, and this is a level 4 move, and anyone that is rude, go ahead, challenge yourself. Go to just find a random pole or a street sign or a tree, grab it in a reverse grip, make sure that the hand's down, swing your leg, and up. So, I challenge you to do that. And then go into a Q-sit. Thank you, Bambi. And Sticko Punk Sticko, no, this is not that kind of a stream. I don't actually have any content on those. So, Chusendal, with that, the only pole that I'm going to dance on is one that's 10 feet tall, so unless you have that, I say no. And let's go ahead and... Thank you. Yeah, even though I have a home pole, as you can see, I wasn't exactly doing a lot of work, and yeah, it really is sad. Yes, car poet, I am. Now, which era Britney and which song? Because, I mean, you've got the different feels and the different songs, so if I look at the choreo a couple of times, I might be able to, but not off the top of my head. Can I just do, like, general dancing and whatnot? Yeah. So... Thank you, Divine. Car Poet, thank you. Um, and yes, I do. Right now, as you can kind of tell, probably, I am wearing something to make my butt look better. Um, Pile spin? Or, oh, plie spin. Plie. So, it's fake. It's Abraham. Yeah, this is made out of rubber, so my butt is fake, but it also manages the mischief, so to say. I'm not sure what the plie spin would look like. I'm just gonna. Do you know, Nirek, what like level it would look like, or what? Let me actually look that up, and also message my roommate and let her know that they said that the AC is fixed. So let's go ahead and say that. So either one, One-chan, or Oni-san, Anikun. So let's go ahead and plie spin. Mm, Emote in, plie spin. And oh, okay. So sort of the dip spin, the roundabout. There are all sorts of variations. Let's go ahead and I will show you on my non-dominant side. Thank you so much for your patience, Nirek, but here is the spin for you. So that is an inside plant. Dip around. So again, that's more of a variation of the roundabout spin. You can do a really wide circular spin. Um, kind of. I mean, with that, if I'm in a flyer spin, I can somewhat kind of twerk, but not really. In an inverted crucifix, I can do arm waves. In a Remy sit, I can also do sort of an arm wavy kind of motion. So let's go ahead with the. I am doing this on static. I do have the ability to put it on spin mode. Um, Spin mode is a lot of fun. It just is in the tiny apartment that I'm in. I might die if I go on spin and go into like um, a blind hand grab or something like that. So um, let's go ahead and let me go into a blind, into a sit, and then change it to a Remy, and then just to a an arm wavy dance. Just because folks are asking, can I dance on the pole? Kind of. So let's hope that my little Metroid friend here stays put. So let's go with the blind hand. So into a sit, into a Remy, and arms. Hi, Tobias. Thank you so much. And hallo, Tobias. Ich spreche zu Deutsch. Wie geht's, Herr? I don't really speak that much German, but I can say, hey, what's up? um, so at this point, it would most likely be Guten Abend, Tobias. Was ist los? Sorry for my pronunciation. It has been forever since I've actually tried to pronounce anything. Um, and Kieran, thank you so much for the follow. It is a Abraham, thank you, and Sticko Punk Sticko, thank you. Nirek, oh my God, Divine, thank you all so much for following. Um, so today is Wednesday. I will be going over like the level 2 kind of stuff, but throwing in some of the more advanced things just to show you guys where you can go. But yeah, if I tried to do a blind hand grab into, or just on spin in general, I would probably die. My favorite spin is actually going to be, it's a little bit lame, but it is from a pirouette, and it's, some people call it the reverse spin, but what that looks like is this. So basically you end up in the blind hand grab position. Right now I'm in Trixie mode, so I'm more of a girl, but I'm a banana. I'm a white girl stuck in an old Asian guy's body. So I'm a wrinkly old brown spotted banana. So you can do leg waves, go into the flamingo, up, you can push it out, into the back bend. You can readjust your hair. And those are more of level 1-y kind of moves, so let's go back to level 2. So the carousel, or I showed the Fang variation of that spin. It is from a split grip, racket grip, or elbow push hold. So again, what that looks like, and I did a full bracket last time, is this. Make sure that you fang your legs. You're basically pushing them back and touching the toes almost. And I would try the carousel variation of it, but I think I might actually start kicking things. But let me go ahead and give it a shot on my dominant side. So, yep, kicking stuff. So I will, for those spins in that family, I will be doing a modification for that with the fanged legs instead of the pure out carousel legs. And from here, we can do a floor pirouette into a spin up from the floor, which is kind of a level 2-ish, but also the spin up from the floor is more a level 1. So you would want to make sure that you are up in a crouch position and diamond your legs out and spin up from the floor. Wait till I actually get the actual pool that I have, because this is actually just a picture of the pool that we have outside at the apartment complex that I'm at. And I tried to get rid of any identifying marks, so hopefully no one doxes me. If you do, hey, just be nice. Don't try to kill me. And I will actually have like a little shark pool with little duckies with different pole moves on them. So hopefully if I eventually get like affiliate or something, we can have like maybe so many bits or so many channel points to pick a duck and do the move on random days. So that would be a way to make things a little bit more interactive for you guys, because I know that chat, you like seeing, people dancing around, but I want to make it a little bit more interactive and, again, instructional, because I do have a certification to instruct in pole. So if anyone has any questions about techniques, moves, advisement for pole types, etc., I am definitely your gal. So with that, we can do the fang into that, into the spin up. We can also do, it's not really a level move, but it is a nice transition. So let's go ahead and take that fang carousel down to the floor again. So you're pushing away and down. So now, if we step forward with the inside leg, right? Let me actually, one moment. I'm used to going, okay, so outside leg. So outside leg. And then we one moment. Okay. Baby butterfly? Yeah, I can show you a butterfly. So with this, it's a transition that isn't a actual named move. And then I will show off the butterfly move. And hey, it's Naiad. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing up. So step with the outside leg, inside arm up, and up. So, I'm sorry, I don't know what language that is. Arkadan Verdun Mu Olden Salakmak? I probably said something very dirty in a foreign language, but honestly, it doesn't really bother me. Let me just adjust. I'm probably going to need to redo this little pop filter on the mic, but I will show off the butterfly move. I'll talk through it so Nyrek can actually understand what's going on. What you will want to do is there are multiple entrances, but the most basic one is from your basic invert. With that, you are going to strong arm hold here. You're then going to kick both legs up into your invert. You can also do it from an outside leg hang. So, let me go ahead and take my little Metroid friend off, and also take this hair off because I do feel like things are falling down. And hopefully you guys, again, don't see me flip my wig. Eckelhaft. So, the butterfly looks like this. And I believe that this is the better angle for it. Yes. Strong arm hold. Into an invert. You keep your top hand up. You then reach down and push away with your bottom hand with a trigger finger down. And then you push out and you keep that leg on. Now, that may be what your studio called the baby butterfly. The other variation is the extended butterfly, where your ankle is the only thing that is touching the pole. Right now, I don't have the best hand grip, but that is what that will look like. And I will probably, let me actually cheat a little bit so I can go into an outside, or into an extended butterfly. And for anyone that's watching, were you guys able to see the pose that I was in? I don't know, like, camera angle wise, how it looks. And you can also get into the butterfly from an apprentice, which is more of a level 3 move, but I will show you that, so hopefully you'll be able to see what that's going to kind of look like, and I will actually be lower to the ground for this butterfly position. Thank you. Thank you, Lubel. They're not mine. Well, they are mine, but they're not natural. I bought them myself. Um, but they're not like bought myself like the other ones. Um, Kom Gurkenbruder, insgeheim willst du die phone number? No, I'm not going to share my phone number. I'm sorry. um, well, they're made out of rubber instead of like actual silicone. Well, they're made out of silicone. Never mind. And Curry Carl. And thank you so much for the follow Luby. So, to show off the butterfly as per Nyrek's request, I don't know what you're asking. We are going from the apprentice pose into an outside leg hang, and then we are pushing up and out into the butterfly. And then the extended looks like that. Back into a jasmine. And almost die. And I guess that was my first fall on stream. So you guys can capture that, clip that, and say, oh hey, Trixie fell 3 inches. Um, that's not really. Okay. Well, Phantom, aside from the fact that I wouldn't be able to have them unless you mean to um, kidnap or eat, because I don't have the equipment for it, um, I'm going to say no. So, the apprentice pose is again a level 3 move. We'll go more over level 3 and a breakdown tomorrow. But with that, you always want to make sure that you are able to extend out with that top arm. So if you are really uptight, hey, Wacky, thank you so much for showing up. Yes, I changed the content, I guess, and the channel that I'm, or category that I'm going to be as, but just for the sake of being able to actually wear pole outfits, I decided to change things up there. And for some reason, I've got more people showing up. I wonder why. So the apprentice into a butterfly is going to be the apprentice pose, where you want to have grip along your hip. You're going to have your inside hand trigger finger down. Trigger finger down means that you're not going to hurt your wrist. And the other one is baseball grip. You want it around shoulder to face height. So when you lean back, lift the leg, and go into the pose, you'll be able to lean back, because if you're way up, your apprentice is going to look kind of like this, where you can't really go anywhere from there. So, let me show the more proper way of getting into the apprentice, where you're not overextended up top. And I will also actually show it on the other side. Now, a lot of people have a dominant and non-dominant side with a lot of moves. I don't with some of them. With a lot of moves, I do, but with the Jasmine, with the Genie, and with the Apprentice, I have no side preference. So the Apprentice on this side looks like this, And again, you'll notice that this arm I'm able to extend out. So that's important if you want to be able to go into the leg hang or the jasmine from that position, which you can use to transition into a butterfly pose. So for Breezy, who just showed up, going to show that move off the combination. And did I say thank you, Curry? But thank you so much for the follow. I'm not able to pay attention to half of this stuff. I'm so sorry if I miss any of the notifications. And Kardakawa, hello, welcome. So for Breezy, this is the apprentice into a butterfly. I'm doing well. It's been interesting since I changed the categories. Changed it yesterday after doing the Resident Evil stream. So, apprentice, leg hook, butterfly. Now that transition is actually more of a level 3.5 to 4-ish. But that is a different move there. And I will, either tomorrow or Friday, depending on which category, which class I want to put that in, I will break it down into some of the more mechanical parts of getting into that position and that pose. So let me go ahead and get my little Metroid friend back. And Solar Sips, yes, I am. But again, anyone of any size, any color, any identity can poll. So again, I challenge you to go ahead and find a random tree or a cactus, put on the highest heels and reddest lipstick that you can, and on that cactus, go ahead and do this. And just make sure that you slide that on down. Right on that cactus. That's okay. Privyet. I don't speak all that good of Russian, but hello, welcome, Privyet. Osama bin Lifton, thank you so much for the follow. Have you been lifting though? I mean, after getting found in the Zero Dark 30, have you really been lifting, Osama? And by Delaco. Okay, very nice. Very cool. Thank you, Kartauka. Thank you, thank you. You don't need luck when you've got booba like this. Maybe? I don't know. But yeah, there's a reason why I'm here in the pool, because pole attire so I can actually stick to the pole isn't exactly friendly for like gaming. I'm not sure about athletics, but I mean, since I am certified to instruct but not a I guess the energetic kind of coach and trainer that you'll see for some of like the more cardio or Taibo or do they even still do type? I'm such a boomer. My God. But some of the level 2 moves that you can also get into and do include the Jasmine Spin. I showed that toward the beginning of the stream when I didn't have any grip because I was actually wearing the Zero suit. And that, unfortunately, has no grip and is very sweaty. But what a Jasmine Spin will look like is ultimately you end up in the Jasmine pose. But you will actually, and sorry for that loud noise, rip headphone users, so sorry, so sorry. You will actually spin into that pose and position. So instead of just hopping into it, again, you will more so kind of, one of the things that a lot of people when starting out will do is kind of close their eyes and fall into the spin. So what that would look like is make sure that you're hooking at your hip. Your hand, your inside hand is going to be about a fist or so away from your knee. Normally, folks are going to be way up here. You actually want it pretty low because you are going to be bending over and catching, trigger finger down, with that other hand. Your outside hand ends up in a trigger finger. And what that looks like is this. And as soon as you feel your outside leg, the one that's planted, touch the pole, that is when you lift that leg up. It is a more advanced move. Well, not advanced, it's, again, level 2 out of 5. Not something that you want to try as your first trick, but something to eventually challenge yourself to. A lot of ladies at the studio will close their eyes when getting into that. But again, always make sure that that top hand is a fist distance away from your knee. You are then leaning your chest and head forward into the spin. Your grounded foot is close to the pole, but not like literally on it. So it's about a foot width away from the pole. And you start falling forward. You catch with your free hand, and then you spin it down. All right. All right, sorry about that. So, in a very similar vein, there is a move called the hook and roll. Basically, it is, again, that move with a variation of it being, instead of falling forward, you are going to be falling backwards. So, you are going to, again, have that foot a foot width away from the pole. You're going to reach up with the inside leg. Make sure that you've got a nice tight knee grip. You are going to have the hand. Well, let's see here. So with that, actually, can you? Okay. So with this, there are some other modifications to the pose and spin in comparison to the Jasmine spin. You are going to, Instead of trigger finger down, you're going to baseball grip with that inside hand. You're going to lean the butt backwards, and once you feel the pole hit the back of your grounded leg, you are going to open up the hooked leg. So what that looks like is this. And I landed on the mic pack, so hopefully that didn't sound too bad for you folks. Just finding the right position for this pack is always a little bit of a struggle. So now that we're on the floor, as shown before with the floor work, you can do a heavy hair. Or a diva dive into heavy hair. You can then step forward with the outside. Sweep that inside around. Move your head, and you're up. All right, and let's see if my roommate actually got that message about the AC. Let's see here. And I'm real quick going to check on the AC level. Okay. Marv and Slay, thank you so much for showing up. Welcome to the stream. Love Binding of Isaac. Sorry about the delay. Had to check that. Yes, I do have an Insta. I am Poltrixie on Instagram. You may see some of the cosplays that are not exactly TOS, even for a pool setting, once I post there. You'll also see some of the pole moves or choreos that are definitely not going to be within TOS because, I mean, you know, I can show off the various moves, but if I add, like, music to it or add, like, a certain provocativeness to the actual dancing, it's not exactly going to go over so hot with the Twitch gods. I mean, I'm here just because I enjoy doing pole and sharing my love of that with people. And yes, you can clip that and make whatever dirty context you want. I don't care. Mainly because I think that it'd be funny. But on my Insta and Twitter, you'll hear different updates, and you'll be able to see when I'm popping on stream. I don't have any other social media links. I don't even have like an Amazon wish list. But, you know, hopefully if things go well and I can make this hobby into something that I can make a little bit of money off of, then I'll start posting like some of the other links, and maybe, well, I'll also be working on making the channel a little bit more aesthetically pleasing for you folks that are maybe checking this out after the stream's over or want to come back to check things out afterwards. Like if you're only here like lurking or able to just see part of it, you can come back and see more of the stream at a later point, and just make it a little bit more aesthetic for you folks. Now, gone over like the level 2 stuff. Does anyone have any questions about pole cosplay or anything like that, um, since I don't really have too much of a curriculum or lesson plan for today. Um, so if not, I'll just kind of go over like some of the other moves for level 2. The spin that I actually showed off earlier, that's my quote unquote favorite spin, that is a level 2 move. It is called a pirouette spin. So there's a difference between a pirouette, which looks either like a wrist roll pirouette, or an implant pirouette. The pirouette spin builds on the wrist roll pirouette, where you are going to do a wrist roll. Now, in this instance, it is an outside plant, same as with your actual pirouette. You're engaging that leg. Now, with this, instead of passing your inside leg, you're actually going to extend it and follow it all the way around. So what that is going to look like from this angle is I'm going to do an outside, or wait, no, an outside plant. Let me do it from my non-dominant side so you guys can see more so what's actually going into the move. So it is an outside plant because I have more space on this side. So you're going to lift the inside leg up, follow it along with your eyes, and spin. And there went the green screen. So with that, obviously a lot of moves that I do are in need of a modification due to the actual space limitations that I have. There we go there. So what that looks like on this side, maybe with a little bit more space, I don't know, is this. All right. So, whew. Let me actually just take a seat for a little bit. So, there we go there. And let's take a look. So let me check this out over here. And okay. Okay. Very cool, very cool. Okay. Check the links. Okay, cool, cool. I don't even have like links and bots set up. Oh my god. I'm such a terrible streamer. One moment. Again, my social media is pretty sparse right now. Um, I'm sorry about that. Once I have once I have the results from the photo shoot that I actually did on Sunday, we'll have more posts there with some of those. I was actually at the studio all day on Sunday, pretty much, where we were getting our photos taken in various poses. And of course, I was the one that ended up wearing like 3 different costumes. Everyone else only wore like one outfit, or maybe two. But I had like 3 full cosplays on for folks to watch, or for folks to take pictures of. Right. And for anyone that's hanging out, um, just to see if anyone's still awake, I'm going to actually do a heel clack into a kip. So, you guys are, again, RIP headphone users, but these are moves that you will be able to do in a lot of different levels. Heel based classes are not always going to be level based, but you will see a lot of moves from like level 2, 1, etc. Um, in those different classes. There are a lot of choreographies that are involved with um, heel classes. One of the things that I'm thinking of working on is going to actually be basic heel movements. So basically just moving in heels without dying, because contrary to a lot of beliefs and whatnot, I am able to move around in heels without dying. I don't look like a drunk gazelle. So, for anyone that is still here and listening, or for anyone that is catching the VOD, I am going to do a heel clack. So, RIP headphone users. Into a kip. Up to a duck mount. Into a spin up to the floor. So that is something that you can do at the probably level 2 is fine. The kip is going to be a little bit more of an advanced move, and you want to make sure that you are either really, really comfortable with the actual move, or you are wearing knee pads, because with the kip, knee pads are going to be very helpful, because you are essentially landing on your knees, but you're softening the blow by kicking with your toe box of your heels. So again, for anyone that's listening, this is a heel clack into a kip, and I'm sorry. Turn down the volume. I'm not sure how loud this actually is going to be over stream, but in person it can be quite loud and very startling. And just wanted to see if I could wake up folks in chat or something. So heel clack into a kip. Okay. And I think I might have scared some people off. So sorry about that. And for anyone that is still around and hanging out, thank you so much for stopping by. I am Trixie. I do go over a lot of basic pole moves, and let's go ahead and, because I am wearing heels, go over some of the heel or variations that you can do for different moves, such as the roundabout or pirouette. With heel movement, you want to make sure that you are on the toe box and not just resting on the heels. This makes it a much prettier line because you can have more engagement, and you are also actively pointing your feet. Or they say point your toes, but if you point your toes, you can end up with them curled where my toes are forward, but my foot is not, so it looks kind of wonky. So you will point with your foot. So go ahead, and if anyone is trying along, or if anyone wants to see what it feels like, don't think toes, think foot. You are going to angle your foot downward. You can use your toes to emphasize it, but sometimes your toes will curl in. So point your foot, even in heels, so you stay on the toe box, so you can actually move around and swivel, because that is going to be very important for your movement. But with that said, a basic roundabout is going to look like this in heels. You can do variations of it. So in plant and around. And that looks like this from this is what that looks like from the other side. So the basic roundabout in heels, you may need to do a modification. You can't always go all the way around the pole, so sometimes you may need to stop halfway. Since I was doing it one-handed, the spin was a little bit less secure and a little bit less refined looking, so if you want to go all the way around in heels, it is an inside plant. If you want to go part way through, or if you are not too comfortable or confident in the move, you can, again, stop about halfway, and in heels you can do that as well, because not everyone's going to be able to have the wingspan with the feet. So you're going to implant halfway around. So that's what that looks like. You can take that into the pirouette. So that's going to be implant into a pirouette. And that's what that looks like. And again, make sure that if you are following along or you just want to try it out, you are pointing your foot, so you have a nice long line with your legs, and you are able to stay on that toe box in what is called releve. This is a ballet term, which means pointed, and the reason why is it's a pretty line, but also you're able to rotate on the balls of your feet. So that makes the spins a lot easier to maintain, because if you were flat-footed, as an example, I will try to do a roundabout flat-footed. So even in heels, it's going to mess you up if you're quote-unquote flat-footed, which just means that your heel is on the ground. So roundabout, and I am not even close to getting to where I need to be in that spin. So it helps with the pivot. It also helps with your, again, kind of wingspan. So you're able to get all the way around when you are on releve. Those are more of the level 1 spins and moves. You can also do the level 2 moves in heels. You don't need to do too many variations because of the actual footwear that you're wearing. but you can go through and do the chair spin. And again, with heels on, the chair spin can look a little bit more elegant with the cross at the ankles. So inside plant. And that's that. And anyone new or anyone staying, I am Trixie. I am a certified pole instructor. I am here because, in this category, because, well, let's face it, pole outfits aren't exactly the most appropriate. But within the context of actual pole, there is a place for them. So let's go ahead and take a look there. Okay. Right. So the pirouette spin in heels is going to look different. It's going to be pretty much the same thing, but given the space that I have, I'm going to do the stag leg variation of the pirouette spin. You can take that down to the knees. You can do the heavy hair, or diva dive, and heavy hair. Now with those floor movements, as you can see, it's not going to be in need of too many variations, even with the heels on. So for anyone that is just jumping on or joining, thank you so much for showing up. And for anyone that's still here, let me go ahead and, headphone users, I apologize, but let's have another heel clack and kip. So there we go there. And up. Just wanted to see if you folks are awake and hopefully give you guys a little bit of a start. At the studio, when girls are doing the heel clacks like that, it can really sound like they're either falling or dying. So we were always like, okay, you're good. So the other level 2 moves that I went over were the reverse attitude, the forward attitude, and the fang spin. So what the forward attitude is going to look like is this. And the reverse attitude is similar, but you end up sagging the legs the other way, kicking things in the process, and ending up down. So the next move is the fang or carousel. Again, I can't do a full carousel. Eventually, I'm going to need to like redo the entire room here, just to make it a little bit more stream friendly, because I mean my desk is over there, but I could rearrange things. I just need to figure out how things need to go. Anyhow, fang, carousel, inside plant. And you can even do a half bracket. Now, the ways that I'm getting up, there are multiple ways of getting up from the floor. You can spin up from the ground. Thank you so much, Leo. You can also do what's called sort of a push out. So you are going to push your legs out, bring them in, and up and under, and then up. So, as I'm sure you all are wondering, why do I have the shiny boots on? They don't really, I mean, they're black. Black goes with everything, but ça va, mon frère? Tunu fly quila. I'm sorry, I don't actually speak French. I can kind of understand some, but not quite. Thank you, TFM. Um, yes, Baba. I am. How are you? Oh, okay. Yes. Wait, no. Ça va, mon frère? Is that what Cypher's saying? Hello, Benoit. I love you. Can, that's actually kind of a funny story. So with that, I actually had a bit of a weird situation going on with a friend of mine. Um, she was just really flaky, and I wanted to like hang out more often. She didn't, but she didn't want to tell me. It is of an actual pole, Froggy, or an actual pool. It is actually right outside. But if I set the stage up there, I don't know how things would go. I will actually have a physical pool here tomorrow, but I, again, because of the attire that I'm wearing, wanted to hide out here in the pool section because you can't exactly say, oh, yes, this is athletic wear. Mainly because with pole, there's a lot of stigma about what we actually wear. We need to wear this little of clothing, otherwise, we wouldn't be able to actually stick to the floor. Thank you, Froggy. Thank you so much. And for that, let me go ahead and pop into a pose. I mean, you can, but I don't really have anything set up for you to. Um, I mean, I'm able to dance. I mean, I can do a sort of dramatic. Using some of the moves that we went with. Again, can I do the more provocative dances? Absolutely. But I'm not going to do those necessarily on stream. And then and two floors. Sorry about that. A little distraction. Um, and Ape's Ends. Yes. Let's go. Little Joker. What, are you conflicted? Are you like, clearly what I'm seeing isn't real, right? Kind of. Yeah. So again, a friend of mine was really wishy-washy, and so I was like, hey, let's start doing pole together. And she's like, okay, sure. And she never ended up doing pole with me. So I ended up just kind of, instead of diving into hanging out with people with her crowd, I ended up just doing pole. So I was looking to basically throw myself into a hobby, and that is the Jasmine pose. That is a level 3 move. I'll be breaking down mechanics-wise tomorrow. Feel free to stop by if you're able to. I do stream from 3 to 7 Tuesday through Friday. I go through level 1, 2, 3, and 4. Thank you, Abe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Tommy Lachi. Yeah, no, don't want to have spam. Sorry. And CACP198, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. If you think that that's impressive, Ape, I do have two moves that I was working on Sunday or Monday. I'm sorry, Monday in level 4 that are really impressive. I may actually post that on the social media. Poltrixie, or Instagram.com/Poltrixie, Twitter.com/Poltrixie. Those are the only social medias that I really have. I don't have anything set up in terms of like, I guess an Amazon wish list or a Venmo or anything like that. But that can be, eventually changed. I need to set up panels and all of that stuff over here on Twitch. I really only just started about 2 weeks ago, and this is my third-ish week of being on Twitch. Originally, I started playing Resident Evil Village because some friends wanted me to, and then just kind of carried on with the whole shtick of being a pole dancing cosplayer and decided to invade the pool. So hopefully it's not like the Habbo pool from back in the day. I'm really telling my age, aren't I, if I'm talking about memes that old. Also, for anyone that is curious, I am certified to instruct. So if you have any questions about pole, any moves that you want me to break down, if it's something that I've done or can understand the mechanics of, I will absolutely talk through that. This is for demonstrative purposes. If you do attempt any of the moves that I'm walking and talking through, it is at your own risk. I do recommend that you find a studio to go to try things out at under actual supervision, because I can't actually see what you guys are doing. Hansoli, that is actually from my left eye retina detaching when I was an infant. So I can't actually see out of that eye. You could probably just throw something at me and I wouldn't be able to see it flying at my head. So that's what's up with this eye. This eye is the one that works, so it's going to be the one that looks at you. This one isn't lazy, it just is, I can't see anything out of it, and because of the retinal detachment at such a young age, my eye just never ended up growing. So we've gone over those. We've done haven't done that spin. So that's fine. It happened so long ago that it doesn't actually bother me. And because of just growing up with one eye, I'm used to it. So that is how that goes. So you guys will probably see me in various cosplays and polling as various characters throughout the streams. Earlier today I was Zero Suit Samus. I'm still wearing the Metroid. Still technically Samus. I'm just Justin Bailey Samus with some rockin' heels. Let's see here. So something that I'm sure you folks may have seen is that I'm sometimes losing momentum when I'm going from one transitional move to another. It is okay to take a quick walk, basically, to get a little bit more momentum. So if you noticed when I went from the pirouette into the chair, I don't really have too much motion going with me. So what that would look like with a walk is this. other side. You'll see that with the walk, I have a lot more momentum to get into the spins. So that is one of the key components of pole, because we are basically on a... I am actually 5'4". These are 7-inch heels, so I'm technically 5'11" right now. But in real life, Trixie small. But we're only as tall or as small as our attitudes, and also with pole, it's not the size of the dancer, it's the size of the attitude. So you can have someone that is like really strong or really really lithe and limber looking, but if they don't have the confidence in their dancing, it is not going to look pretty regardless of the shape of the actual dancer, which is why we encourage anyone of any color, creed, religion, race, identity, size, shape, even folks with disabilities are able to pole dance. So it's something that we encourage that everyone at least try. Well, Trish, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry, but ara ara. I won't be able to help too much. That is a chair spin. No, I can't, because if I do, that's going to be one of the streams on like one of the other sites. Ooh, and what's that emote from Social? And thank you, Painter. And how's everyone doing that's just jumping in? If I put WD-40 on the pole, I would probably end up dead. One of the jokes is that because I sweat so much, my pole journey is brought to you in part by Crisco, because I get very slippery, and usually toward the end of the streams I will be pretty much dying, and you folks will just see me try to get into a pose, and I'm just like, nah, fam, I can't do that. But let's do the forward attitude on the opposite side. So there we go. Into a diva dive. Into a roll over. To a fold forward. To a lie back. One leg up. Other leg up. Leg waves. And again, with the leg waves, if you are working on floor work, the leg that goes up is bending, and the one that is down or going down is straight. And if you move really fast and jerky, it's not going to look pretty. It can look stylistic if you're trying to affect that you're running on the floor more so, but that's not always going to be a look that you're going to go for. And you can also twist your hips. If you angle your hips back and forth, you'll also dance. Well, Hoon, with that, I'm here to instruct on pole, not actually be your spank bank. So if you don't like me talking, you can go ahead and put me on mute. Because I'm here to teach pole and cosplay and play games. I'm kind of a variety streamer. I mean, if I do, I'm going to have to go out the door to actually get to that physical pool. Because again, if you guys haven't noticed, I've been here for about 2.5 hours. The sun hasn't moved yet. And if you are just using me for that purpose, it might be behind me, but I'm not sure if you've noticed such a thing as like movie magic. I am going to be getting an actual physical pool to have on stream for right now. This is the pool that is at the complex that I'm at, but obviously since I am dressed so oddly, and the pool isn't actually technically open, it's not actually there. I'm sorry to break the illusion, but this is a green screen. But you will actually see a pool with little duckies in it tomorrow. I actually was on the swim team, a swim instructor, and a lifeguard, so I am actually quite all of what water? All the pool water? Let's see here. Anyone that's coming in, welcome to the stream. I am able to instruct on polls, so I usually go through and instruct. Today is the level 2 work. Right now, since I have been streaming at it for a little while, I'm going to demonstrate some of the moves in a mini sequence, and it can be set to pretty much any music. I don't have any earphones in, so I can't really hear any music, but I'm going to do it in multiple styles. So if you guys have any questions about how pole can be used in not just a, grindy kind of jerky way, you'll see that these different moves can be done completely different styles. So So that is a more slow and sultry dance. Hello, Divine. Welcome back. Just showing off some of the same moves in a sequence and adding some stylistic flair. So if you wanted more of a closed feel, almost like the dancer or song is sad and tragic, this is what that would look like. It's going to be similar to the sensual, but a little bit more closed. So And if you wanted more of a bombastic, not as jerky as one of the other demonstrations that I did, but and not the dramatic one, but more of a rock feel to it, you can also do that. As you probably saw just then, not an actual pool that I'm physically in front of. Lo siento, actually, that isn't quite, at least from my understanding of the language, how that's actually said. So, I always thought that it was puta madre, not hijo de puta. Tomorrow I'll be getting a pool. It's not like a big pool, and obviously since pole is the focus of it, I'm not going to be doing like the full like dive into the pool, because if I did that, I wouldn't be able to. Well, I mean, plus this is in my room, and I'd need to get like buckets and like drain things, and get like a hose. It's not going to be too feasible for me to actually be like diving into a pool. So if that's your thing, I'm not going to like kink shame anyone or call out anyone's predilections or anything like that. You do you, but you know, I mean, just don't expect me to be your little camera girl. So if you want to, do stuff like that, one, tip for it, and two, tip for it on a different site, because, or maybe this site, maybe there are other users who do, like, dives into the pool, but I just don't have the ability to actually get into a pool. Yet. And also with we'll see what happens in the future. I mean, I could do cosplay streams in a pool, but I mean, part of the name is Pole Trixie, not Pool Trixie. Whew. Though, this is a little bit of a sort of weird, well, not weird, but different subject or different idea. I do have like all of the different cosplays. Does anyone have any, I guess, particular waifu that you might want to see on the poll? I have Samus, I have Jill Valentine, I have Ada Wong, I have Tifa from Final Fantasy VII Remake, I've got Rey and Asuka from Evangelion, I have a Raftalia cosplay, I've got an Asuna from... I've just got so many different cosplays. At some point, I'm going to maybe do like a full catalog, and then we'll kind of see in terms of what folks might want to see on the stream. Whoops. And I will be right back. I just got a message from the roommate about shutting her bedroom window. Alright, so that has been taken care of. I took care of the window for my roommate. So again, a lot of those moves can also be done in a dramatic fashion. You guys have seen dramatic. Thank you, TiVo Len. Just kind of dancing around using the same kind of general combo. As you saw, that can be a lot more sensual. I've done a couple of other demonstrations. I did a flip yesterday. But because it has been a little while since we've had folks in chat, well, not to shame anyone in chat, but with folks coming and going. Okay. It's going to be the same flip as last time, so if you were here yesterday... I mean, yeah. Hello, Personal. Hello, Deshawn. So, I do have a Metroid on my head, so maybe a little bit dumb. But I'm going to try that flip. I can swim. I'm... Well... Thank you, Cam. And... This is a level 3 spin, technically, but I like it. It's called a Juliet spin. And with boots like this, you kind of have to do a little bit of a flare. Well, Cam Holto, that's something that you may need to take care of. I am not going to be able to take care of that for you, though. And yes, Kimmy Jong, I am able to swim, but I'm, not able to swim here currently because I am dancing. I haven't actually benched in forever, and I haven't benched to failure, so I really couldn't tell you. Thank you, Montana Black, and thank you, The Groovy, for letting me know. Well, they're lumps of fat, or in my case, they're lumps of rubber. Est du gel sal? Lias? Du gel sal? I'm not sure what that actually means, Alfeco. Wait, how do river trouts end up... Okay. I mean, hey, you do you. You identify as river trout, identify as a... Bruder, was ist das? Was für ein fette Sau? Was ist los? Was ist das? Mein Gott. Was macht mich ja? And last. I'm sorry, I don't speak German, folks. I can try. Gute Frage. Ich mochte meine Zunge auf die Stange stecken. Mm. So, for anyone that's new, welcome to the stream. I do pole. I teach pole. I'm certified to instruct. I will be demonstrating pole more so than actually teaching because again, this is attempt at your own risk. I can talk through the basic mechanics of the various moves. I can show off some of the different styles and musicality. Obviously, until I get like stream beats set up, I won't be able to actually dance to music, but I will be able to demonstrate some of the different emotions or feelings that you can put into the actual motions here. I'm not at the beach. This is the bathtub. I mean, basically. So I mean, beach, pool, hot tub, tub, pool. Yeah. And did the jasmine spin, tub. There are no sharks in the bathtub. But don't you see the red? I am the lifeguard. I mean, I can't exactly do a lot of good swimming in these shoes. Don't ask me how I know that. What do you mean by that, Cam? Let me put it on spin mode. And you will see once I find that tool. There's that tool. I'm not actually a stripper. I'm actually trained in pole fitness, and I'm certified to actually instruct pole. And with that being said, Cam actually asked, I mean, technically I could if someone wanted to actually like have a dancer. Now again, personal so with this I've actually lost about 25 pounds in the 2 years that I've been doing pole fitness, and I've made up for a lot of it in muscle. So I would challenge you folks that are trainers and making judgments and whatnot to go ahead and try some of these moves. And not lose your hair. I'm not big. I just have heels bigger than most people's dicks. So let me go ahead and try that combination again. Sorry about that. All right. Now that I've got grip and my head's on right, so to say, you'll see what I was attempting to do. So I actually, at the studio that I go to, they are pole fitness certified to instruct and to give out certifications. So I did go through pretty intensive training to get certified to instruct. It is not something that you can do like right off the street unless you are familiar with pole fitness in general. And you will actually need to be a part of basically the pole community for a while. Well, why do you want me to ban you, personal? I have no idea. Yes, I know what Nahegao is. Panties next, or what's that? What? Well, I make them. Hopefully, once I'm able to get like tips, you guys will actually want to, toss some bits for things, but mostly it's going to be for the actual tricks, not things like ahegao or anything like that. But if it's for the bros. I mean, again, it's for the bros. It's for the homies. Always kiss your homies goodnight. Kiss your homies before tucking them in. and that was the apprentice pose. I will be covering more of the mechanics into that move in about, tomorrow. I make them. Thank you so much for the follow, as well as Oreo. Thank you. And for all the other folks that are here. No. I'm not going to dance. I'm going to go into a pose. Hiagara, thank you so much for the uwu. Thank you, Tamba. And yes, I am a pole enthusiast. I will do different poses, but I'm not a performing monkey. Yeah, until you guys can, like, throw bits at me. But then I'll have a pool filled with little duckies that you guys can toss bits or tips or donations at, and then I'll be able to flip the little ducky and we'll be able to see what move is on the bottom of it, and then I will attempt that move. So, how fast can I spin? That was something that was asked earlier. I do apologize. I didn't do this for Cam. So, we are going to go into... why not? Flyer spin. Into a climb. A seat. To a... So that's obviously not the fastest that I can spin, but when you're up there in a closed seated position like that, it feels like you're going super fast. One moment, I will be right back, chat. Hush, hush. Sorry about that. The puppers are going a little crazy because my roommate has kept them locked up. Hey, MG Loco. How are you? And how are you today? Sorry, I don't speak that. Thank you, Tomba. Thank you. Grazie, grazie. And sure. And this is called an outside leg hang. It is going to be covered tomorrow in the level 3. I will go into how to get into it. And you can take that leg around and go into what is called a one-legged crucifix. All right. I mean, sure, it really doesn't offend me if you want to do that, MG. Just as long as you're not, like, crude about it. I'm not yet an affiliate, unfortunately. Once I am, I mean, if you're not following, oh, okay, you dropped a follow. So I guess, MG, that will be your bits for right now, until I get the, I guess, affiliate status, which might be a little while from now. And Zeus, thank you so much for the follow. And 19 Bigo, thank you all so much for the follow. I don't have anything set up for like even like Cash App or off stream tips or anything like that. I might work on getting that set up at some point, either during the week or this weekend. Oh, thank you. I need to. Oh, sexy bamba. Francisco Frank? No? What do you mean, no? And thank you so much for that, Tomba. I don't know who Indy Fox is, but you know, I really appreciate you saying that. And Francisco, thank you so much for the follow. So, when I started out on Twitch here, I was more of the gaming side, but the poll was still a thing with that. But with gaming, because I'm an unknown and I didn't have any other real followers, I'm still working on building up my concurrent viewer base. So if you folks are sure, I can absolutely give a shout out to them. Shout out to Trebanda de Bisata. I'm sorry if the pronunciation is off. Hello? Check. Can you hear me? Hello? Are you able to hear me, Francisco? Was there an issue with the audio or... Oh, okay. So, let me go ahead and adjust that. I think that the levels ended up just getting played with a little bit. So, is this any better? let me know if it is too loud now, and I can take it down just a little bit. And again, shout out to Trebanda Dea Bisata. And again, thank you all so much for jumping in, following, and yes, thank you, Tomba. Thank you so much for the follow. So let's see. Done a flip because you guys asked for it. I made a silly face because I make them flame ask for it. Let's see here. Done a shout out. You guys are wonderful, wonderful people for following. Thank you so much. Let me just get into a Jasmine pose and kind of think. So, I really don't have any idea of any other moves, poses, or dances to do because I've actually been pretty consistently polling for basically the past 3.5 hours. Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. My father's side of the family is actually from Italy. What? Uh-oh. Did I flash? Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm definitely going to. Oh boy. Sorry about that. All right. So because I probably want to get that taken care of sooner rather than later, I'm going to run away. I will actually be back online tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, so I'm not sure what that translates into. So, -5 Greenwich Mean Time. I'll be on 3 p.m. Eastern Time, so yeah, definitely gonna get this taken care of quickly. So sorry about that, guys. And thank you everyone that decided to jump in and follow. Janina Benina, thank you so much for the follow. I'll see you folks next time. Take care, polecats.